Good morning. Good morning. We're here with Mastermind Wisdom. We have a special guest, Mr. Romeo C. Robinson. Thank you, Romeo, for coming in with us today. So, we're Mastermind Wisdom for winners, where knowledge isn't just shared. Each episode delivers insight that challenges how you think, pushes how you grow, and sharpens how you move through life. So, if you're ready to level up mentally, strategically, and strategy, and personally, let's get started with Mastermind Wisdom for Winners with Mr. Romeo Robinson. Thank you, Romeo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we're here today with Mr. Romeo Robinson, the great artist and local Houston artist. Now, Romeo Robinson comes with as a local artist, and he comes with us today, who's been painting after his retirement at the age of 62. Awesome, awesome. His focus is on portraying African American people of color, aiming to increase the representation in art. Mr. Robinson also explores the human condition in his works. So, Romeo, we want to welcome you to Mastermind Wisdom. And let's give him a hand, everybody. Excellent, excellent. Thank you again. So let's chop it up a little bit and welcome you to Mastermind Wisdom for Winners. We have what we call a millionaire mindset for people to succeed in life. And you've been, from all aspect of it, a success in what you've chosen as a future second career, I would suspect. And in that respect of your coming to Houston and accomplishing the things you've come, we always like to start at the beginning and just share with us originally how art became part of your life and where'd you start from? Where were you originally from? And share that with us for a moment.
Well, I'm originally from New York
Okay.
City.
New York City.
Where my art started, that's an interesting question. I don't know if I have a really good answer. I had a neighbor who was a photographer for the public library system. And as kids, I grew up around a lot of kids.
Right.
We would catch bugs for him. He would photograph them.
Is that
and
right?
They were some of the most beautiful things I ever seen.
Right.
We don't know if he ever used them for the library.
Right.
But we thought we were helping him in his job and, performing the function. I think that was my first interest.
Wow.
At least in photography. And that's what got me started in
Got you
photography.
any idea, well, roughly about the age you were when you got there?
Oh, I'm sure we were in our 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9.
man, early in your...
Oh, yeah.
So, true to say, people or influence makes a difference in a person's life.
Influence definitely makes a...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got the bugs and kind of got them together and he...
Well, yeah. And I think in some ways art is in all of us anyway.
Right.
It's just a matter of, somebody pushing that button.
Pushing that button.
Right,
Okay,
right.
okay. Now, after that, you helped him with his photography for that aspect of it. And then, obviously, when you got into the school system or started your own education, was art any aspect, or did that have anything to do with what you were doing?
None.
You did?
Where I grew up at, art wasn't a word that you heard. If I heard it more than 3 times, it was about getting a job, and making some money,
right?
And, carving out a living for yourself.
Wow.
So I guess as far as other influences, it wasn't a lot.
Okay.
Past that, when I went to in the Air Force. Spent 8 years there.
Okay.
And I was in Alaska for a while.
Wow.
Remote Alaska.
Remote Alaska.
Right,
So that's
right.
not Juneau, Sicacan, or Ketchikan.
No.
You're talking about the
200 miles above the Arctic Circle. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So while there, needless to say, there's nothing to do. It's
Right.
just you. But they had a photo lab. So I started, printing and developing pictures. And I really got interested from an artistic point of view rather than a, Unitarian.
You're right, exactly.
And I really got interested in it. So when I got out the service, I came back to New York, went to a school that's now defunct called the Germain School of Photography.
Okay.
And learned commercial photography as well as artistic photography.
Right.
And really enjoyed it. It was film-based. It wasn't digital.
Right,
as it is
exactly,
today.
exactly.
and really loved it. But when I moved, and a friend of mine, we started a studio together.
Photography studio?
Right.
Okay.
And
in New York?
In New York.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And but it was mostly commercial stuff.
Right. Right.
Pretty mundane stuff, shooting catalogs, screws, bolts, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it was great fun. And on the side, we would do, more artistic things.
Okay. On your own.
On our own.
Right.
On our own. Right. When he decided to move to France, and I decided to come back to Texas, which was my last duty station.
Okay.
And here, the commercial business was a lot different in Houston
than it was in New York.
Well, yes, and period.
Okay.
Because most of the commercial work had moved to Dallas. Most of the work here at that time was oil-related work.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
And you had to be a member of the company.
Right,
to do it. They had their own photo offices themselves.
Okay.
So a lot of the work had moved to So I did a few catalogs here, but they were with as assistants.
Exactly.
With New York photographers.
Right.
But so I did that for a while, and then another friend of mine, George Baltazar, and I started actually he was a coach out at Wheatley.
Okay.
Football coach for many years.
From Wheatley High School.
Right.
Yeah.
He and I, when he retired, we started a couple of photography studios here.
Okay.
In Houston.
Okay.
There we did mostly weddings, senior portraits, that type of stuff.
Then you probably ran into one of my best friends here in the Houston area that's coming from the Wheatley High School. Oh, you said Wheatley.
Right.
Wheatley High School. Well, of course, that's Coach Jackie Carr. But Jack Yates, there was a Johnny Gentry.
Right.
Johnny and I, we go back a long way. In
Okay.
fact, I talk to him on a regular basis. I have to call him. Let him know we met.
Ask him about George Baltazar. He's passed away. Several years.
Okay, George. Yeah. Now let's go back a little bit ways when you were in Alaska and you were doing your photography.
Mm-hmm.
Was it strictly independently, or did you actually do any jobs? Or
no, there was no jobs there.
Okay.
The only thing where we were at was us. That was it.
So
a few seals.
Okay. That was it. Man.
Polar bear.
So you had a lot of time to
lots of time.
You had the chemicals. You had the. We related to that a year of you when we first met. That I was had photography in college and prior to that, and then had my own studio afterward.
Right.
And the days in the dark room.
Remember
the days in the dark room?
Yeah.
In fact, you come out, you're like, whoa, sunlight hit you in the face and everything. But
I remember that first day.
What were some of your fondest memories?
Well, the first day that you set up your dark room, and you know how dark that is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's absolutely no light.
Right.
I was so discombobulated because I had never been in darkness like that.
Before, right?
I never forgot that. But I used to love working in the
dark room.
In the dark room.
Yeah. With hands in the chemicals.
And watching
come
through. I really like it.
It's a lost art.
It
clearly
is.
now because of the digital age.
Right.
But the fact that we could go into a dark room, and I remember my time, just as you just said, I would go in and start my projects 5, 6 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And it'd be 5, 6 in the evening,
Time just goes.
It just goes so fast because you get so engulfed into the photography, and then you go, well, what am I gonna do with all these prints? I got a lot of prints to play.
Right.
So, question: do you still have any of your prints from that stage?
I probably have some. Yeah, I have a big one of a exploding glass bulb I shot on my wall at the house.
Okay.
And, most of the portraits, etc., I did. I gave away once we got out of business.
Okay. So to have some of that old, well, of course, as any artist, when they go back, they're gonna find all the things that you've done over the years and all of the things that you had the opportunity to do. But to keep those prints or to have them now, clearly another stage, because you and I both know the film age of that. Do you have any of your films still left of that era, of that time?
The film itself, the negatives. I have some when we were doing the weddings, etc.
Okay.
Usually I gave most of those away once I left to the people I shot. But I still have some.
Okay.
And I still have some books and I think about of prints and stuff
that you
I've
still
done in the
kept
past.
from
Yeah,
that. Great,
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
obviously, those are the things that you may, as we continue to grow in our field and grow in our creativity, decide to document, especially when
Right.
it becomes our autobiography, as they say. You know, we hope that we can leave some type of legacy for our families and friends. Well, that from the beginning of the bugs and collecting those bugs for that gentleman
Right.
that has led you into this. You know, it's amazing how our life transformed with just a couple of influences that turns
It turns, yeah.
that moves
yeah,
you in a
yeah.
different direction from whatever you decide to do. Now, what I want to do is, and I thank you for sharing the childhood memories and the transitions of what you've been able to do up to this point. But we like to come back. We want to stop and break this episode, session one, in parts to get you interested in what, as you've said before, the future of what after coming from New York, then coming to Houston.
Right.
What Houston was all about and your experiences in Houston. Now, coming out of New York, give me the biggest difference of influences or what you saw different than Houston versus the New York
How can I say
exposure
this?
as a child coming up.
Both were big cities, but Houston has always been to me the big city with a small town feel.
Okay.
If you run into somebody that you hadn't seen in a while in New York, it's rare a lot of times,
Right.
because there's so many folks there.
Right.
But it happens all the time
Right.
in Houston.
You said you run into the people that
And I like the feel of Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But when was the last time you went back home?
Oh, I go back home. I have a granddaughter that graduated from Columbia University.
Okay.
And she still lives there. So we go visit her.
Oh,
Yeah,
quite on
yeah.
often.
Yeah,
Okay.
fairly often.
All
fairly
right.
often.
That's awesome. That's
But I
awesome.
don't know the city anymore.
It has
I have to count on her. Yeah.
Well, how long if you can leave from Houston for more than a year or two? It gets hard to know this city too.
That's
Everything
true.
is growing
That's
and
true.
things of that nature. So that's an excellent stopping point for our first session and episode. The Houston, the New York experience, and growing up in New York. Just a fascinating exposure and getting the cultures and like you say, very similar but totally different,
Right,
Because of
right.
that situation. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end our Mastermind Wisdom episode number 2 with our own Mr. Romeo Robinson. Let's bring him in and thank him again for session 2. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
And we'll
having me.
pick up. You want to be involved with our session 2, episode 2 of Mastermind Wisdom for Winners, Millionaire Mindset. Thank you.